All right, many thanks for staying with us. And up next is newspaper review.
All right, we've got Chukwudi Okoli with us this morning. Chukwudi, good to see you. Good morning, sir.
You can see that I'm actually engaged in talking to very important people. But the program time has come, so I should stop that.
When you say very important people, I don't know what you mean by that.
There's no discrimination in journalism. Good morning, Nyere. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning.
Can we please review the newspapers?
All right, let's talk to important people who are watching us this morning, and we'll look at what the lead stories are on the front pages of the papers this morning. We'll begin with the leadership, and the leadership leads with we'll crush Lakurawa Group soon. That's coming from the Chief of Army Staff, and adopts fresh approach, briefs Tinubu in Villa. That's on page 4. Of course, Nigerians are looking forward to that. Away from that, we have Nigeria leads West Africa in diaspora remittances. That's according to Shatima. Page 4 also has that detail. Say our chiefdom, Bochi governor promises fairness and transparency. You can read that up on page 20. Below that, Faro Timi gets 50 million naira bail. Page 7 has that. Ghana's flawless election, indictment on Nigeria. That's according to experts. That's on page 16. Away from all of that, we have this very important headline here. It says 2 trillion naira debts. Darkness looms as NMDPRA halts gas supply to Gencos. All right, we need to brace up for this one. Above that, President Tinubu congratulates Ghana's president-elect, John Mahama. And finally, from the front page of the leadership, FG to provide free meters with 700 billion naira. Victor.
All right, thank you, Ian Ray. I have a blueprint with me, and it leads with the judiciary this morning. Growing negative perception, not good for judiciary. That's according to the CJN. And it has 3 riders. Self-reflections, strategic planning key, Dongba Mensem. Our judiciary has proud history of dispensing justice without fear, favor. That's according to the AGF, Attorney General of the Federation. And FTCA continues to support the judiciary. That's according to Wike, and that story is on page 8. And just beside it, obsolete framework inefficiency affecting Nigeria's petroleum sector. That's according to Abbas, Speaker of the House. And below the nameplate, FCT Pilgrim Board receives 270 million naira as 2024 Hajj refund. That one is on page 6. In business, APCON warns of speculators' pushback amid naira rapid gains, page 21. And in sports, NSC summons Federation President's secretaries, page 32. And at the bottom of the page, let's tackle corruption from the top. That's according to Obasanjo. We need unity to confront menace, Abbas. And then the other stories that have been read earlier, the Lakurawa and the position of the Chief of Army Staff. Nigeria must reduce under 5 mortality rates, UNICEF, page 7. AFDB outlines debt forex solutions to tackle Africa's economic woes, page 21. And finally, tax reform bills, Senate Southeast Caucus opts for wider consultation, page 9. Chukwudi.
Let them keep talking on the tax reform bills. Democracy in action. Now, growing negative perception of the judiciary, not good. That's coming from the Chief Justice of Nigeria. Dogban Mensed is saying that self-reflection, strategic planning will be key to solving the problem. We cannot get into effective and competent contestation of why the situation is like this because we're not their learned friends. You know? But ordinary reasoning would ask, Why is the negative perception rising? What has given rise to it? The incidence of conflicting judgments, which has become like, the tea you have in the morning, if you can still afford tea, that is. Why has it become the rule rather than the exception? These are questions that laymen like us, those without wigs like us, would like to ask. I think the first thing for the Nigerian judiciary to do is to look at the man in the mirror. The man in the mirror is yourself. You remember that Michael Jackson song? I'm talking to the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. Michael Jackson was talking to Michael Jackson. Self-reflection. Asking questions about your own system. Are there things happening here and there, blemishes we need to take care of, so that the world outside does not think what we don't want them to think about us? I think those are the...
I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing that it is the judiciary saying it itself, that this is not good for us, and trying to say, okay, how do we get out of it?
Yes.
Even though, but I just have to mention that I hope you don't ever have to sing to save your life.
Ray, if you don't have anything to say to what I just said...
I'm grateful that didn't come out from me. I was about to say it, but thank goodness.
Some people in the world don't like me. But Yoruba woman will say, oh, look, come in there. I'm not sure I got it right. You're on your own. Anyhow, let's tackle corruption from the top. I think I tend to agree with the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, on this. Otherwise, some people will tell you, Obasanjo, when would he start hugging the limelight as if it's something that is next to his oxygen and food? But the man will tell you that he is performing his duty to the nation.
As a statesman.
That is I started respecting Obasanjo. I've said this several times. When Chukwuma Nzogu's mother came to Onitsha, where I was a small teacher, and said, my son, I would have died a long time ago, but for Obasanjo, I hear he built her a house. I hear he looked after her till she died. So Obasanjo is a unique character. Hate him or love him, Obasanjo stirs the honestness. Remember, when he criticized SAP, Structural Adjustment Program, the Newswatch had it like this: Obasanjo stirs the honestness. I don't forget headlines that matter. He's always been like that. You get tired of complaining that he's always complaining. You let the man be. The important thing is, let the green, white, green take something from all these things that are happening. Indeed. I'm sure they all mean well.
True.
Lukarawa, a terror group, the chief of army staff is saying that, that General Oluyede is saying that they will crush them. Crush might be a very extreme word.
It's a military term.
Because you find, it's a military term. You know, those managers of violence. I remember Ikewachukwu, when he had a little quarrel with the public. He was information commissioner. He said, excuse me, gentlemen, you want me to panic before you? I'm a regular combatant. Soldiers are like that. I love them. It's just that I was too cowardly to sign up.
But so, I want to be soft,
the point I'm making is, crushing them may not be the realistic thing to say. Insurgency, when it comes, it's a big problem stopping it. But we can take them to a level where they are no longer malignant cancer.
No, but if he says crush, it means that he has the ability. He has
the
all
army
that
would
it
always
takes
have the ability.
So of
That's
course,
the truth.
so we should.
I am one of those
him.
who tell you that, who say that Nigeria is together today because of the army, because of the military. Otherwise, you bloody civilians. Oh, there's a TV. You tend to bring sentiment into judging things too much. A soldier will tell you, take it down. This is the way it is. Even up until now, I still count on the military to keep this country going. Yes.
And to keep us as one. And talking about if the country will keep going when there's darkness is a big question. Because this headline says 2 trillion naira debts. NMDPR has told those supplying gas to stop supplying to Gencos. So what happens?
You know, why has electricity supply become the artful dodger in Nigeria? You have just mentioned an issue now. They solve that, another thing rears its ugly head. Does it mean that we'll never get well? I remember a minister was credited with saying way back in time that it will take 6 months to fix power in Nigeria. I don't know whether 6 months has worked. What is it about us? Why do the rail lines not work? We have to search our souls. Again, I'm talking to the man in the mirror, even though you don't like my aspiration to, cut an album.
Just say it, don't sing.
It's okay. I'm not singing. Yeah, you wanted to say something. You're the only one who likes me.
No, you talked about the rail lines. I want us to stay with the power issue because there's another headline about the power issue. But talking about the rail lines, just over the weekend, I saw a picture on social media. I don't know if you saw it, about the trains from, I think, Ibadan to Lagos or something like that.
Yes.
How it has deteriorated. Like, things are no longer working in the train, how the seats are torn, how it has just been reduced to something that is not up to standard within months.
What did I say?
So you talk about maintenance.
If you hear that government is auctioning vehicles, please rush and buy. If you check those vehicles, it could be one fuel pump that has laid it to bed. Maintenance culture must follow purchase of spanking new equipment. We don't tend to care because not my papa job, now be my papa property. A man can only make heaven if he shows care for his neighbor. Nigerians should learn that preservation is the first law of nature and try to preserve their own. It is an indictment on us that you buy things new in Nigeria before 9 months, go look at it.
Talking about buying things new, I mentioned that we need to stay with the power sector. The provision of free meters. The federal government is to provide free meters for 700 billion naira. I mean, it's not the first time we're hearing things like this.
I see journalistic mischief on your lips. So, you don't even believe what you're reading.
The lips are red as far as I see.
I told you, I almost descended on him with umbrage. I told him, do not be cynical. Go and find out. Get them to do what they said they will do. That is our job.
No, but I mean, is this the first time? Is this the first time when you're hearing about free meters in the country? I mean, have you gotten one?
I agree.
Or you know someone who has gotten one?
I agree. But the point is this. Why do Nigerian journalists chase breaking news and forget to trail stories? Many of the things politicians said 6 months ago, they drop those headlines, they go to the next headline. They don't take them up on what they have said. That is why things like this keep happening. Hold them to their promise, their pledges. The next time they're not going to drop something that they're going to say, hey, come on, good riddance to bad rubbish after a few days.
And we'll take your advice.
We'll try.
You should have read my advice in factuality, fairness, accuracy, objectivity, and balance. How did you get into journalism? Want me to call you a bad boy on the show? Anyhow, we must work to hold people accountable to the people. That is our primary duty and constituency.
And that we will do. Thank you very much, Chukwudi Okoli-Ubaja, for your time on the program this morning.
Always a joy being here.
Please break a leg on your way out. And we'll see you again after this break. Please stay with us.